Hello and welcome. Today we are going to go ahead and take a look at the Shadowrider. So the Shadowrider is the next in my Frigate series of ships, and like all frigates, it is a Class A combat vessel. There's no limitations on starship design, so it is a late game combat ship using all the best equipment that you can get. Though you do not need any ranks of piloting, though I would still recommend piloting to a minimum of one. However, if you were playing the game and then you decided that you really wanted to fly a top-end starship but haven't had time to blow up enough opponents yet, this is a great place to start. Now, like all of my frigates, it does have a few restrictions. Um, Aside from, of course, needing to be Class A, we still are trying to maintain the minimum of 27 light years jump range, with at least 1,000 cargo and at least 400 fuel. Additionally, all of my frigates are required to have an armory, a cargo hold, a galley, an infirmary, and the ability to sleep at least 8. I'm also looking for them to have a minimum crew capacity of at least 4, though more is better. As you can see, I am making use of the Kontiki bridge here, the wider variation. So that alone provides 6 crew capacity, so you don't need anything else for this particular ship. But enough talking about it. Let's go ahead, hop on in, do a little interior tour, and then I will show you how it is built, and then we will take it on out to Serpentis for a party. So we do have the front axis Hyo lander, and it is leading us directly into this Stroud 2x2 cargo hold hab. Now, before I get too much farther, this ship is built in a modded game, but you do not need any mods to build this ship, though I am making use of the ship flip glitch. Alright, right off on the side, we are entering into the armory. Again, this is a Stroud armory. I really like these ones. Plenty of space to store all of your gear. Moving forward, we have the Deimos Engineering Bay A. You can tell this one looks much more mechanical. We've got what looks to be boilers, lots of piping, some sort of generators. It just, really looks nice and mechanical. Coming across to the other side of the cargo bay, we have the Deimos Engineering Bay B. And this one looks much more electronic. Some sort of server banks on the walls, a big generator over here, some more server banks, some crew stations, something that's producing power. Gives the feel that the ship has easy to access internals. Now, on the back right here, we do have the infirmary. The one downside of this is also the central ladder going up. So we are going to be interfering with any injured patients when we mess with that. Additionally, this is where our docking access is. And you can see this ladder up is bringing us up into a 1x1 companionway. Now, if I open this door right over here, come across, I find myself in the Tayo 2x2 all-in-one. Has a bathroom right over here, a little galley over here, plenty of space for the crew, as well as some extra storage. We do have a window back here looking out. And then right over here, through this door, we have the first set of 4 bunks. Now, I will note that you could very easily go ahead and turn this into 2 2x1 habs, but I just like the 2x2 over here. On this side, we enter into the first of our Stroud 2x1s, all in ones. This one is going to be, I believe, the B. And then we continue across and we come into, I believe, the 2x1A. Then we have a door leading forwards. I really wish that this door was right here instead, but you take what you can get. And this is leading us into a Hope Tech mess hall. So we have all of our cooking equipment, our fridges, our cooking station, prep areas, more storage for food, and then out here we have benches for up to 12, another table for another 4, and then the primary crew relaxation area with a TV on the wall and seating for at least 5 or 6. Finally, we do have a ladder in this hab, and this leads us directly into the bridge. Now, if I was to go back and redo this with the Play Stores Yourself mod, I would probably just have a single central ladder right here. But that is the interior layout. So, let's go ahead, take a look at how this ship is built, and then we'll take her out for a test drive. All right. So first things first, we are going to go ahead and grab our various shades of gray. Oh, look, it's all one color. And then I'm going to select everything and delete it. So, how is the ship built? First things first, we are going to go ahead and grab that shipbed 200 landing bay. Now, I will note that if you are not using a ship part unlocker, you will need to head out to a couple different places to pick up the 2x2 and the 2x3 habs. But I am using a ship part unlocker just to make it nice and easy to build lots of ships at my outpost landing pad. Now, immediately on entering, I'm going to go ahead and come all the way down to Stroud, and I'm going to grab the Stroud cargo hull. Next, I'm going to go to the Stroud armory, and then off the front of this, I am going to go ahead and grab the engineering bay B and the engineering. Sorry, this one was the B, and this one is the A. There we go. Again, Deimos is the only one that has different variations for the internals of these engineering bays, with the A looking more like every other manufacturer's engineering bay, having all the mechanical-ish stuff going on, and the B having the more electronic-looking engineering bay. Next, off the back of this, I'm going to go ahead and grab myself Stroud infirmary. Now, you can use whatever infirmary you want. I just was on a Stroud binge when I was building this ship. Now, directly on top of that, we are going to go ahead and place literally whatever 1x1 companion way you want to use. Here I just used Hope Tech, though there's no strong reason to use Hope Tech over any other. Moving forward, I'm going to come on down to the Hope Tech, find the 2x3, and make that into the mess hall. Then, on this side, I'm going to go ahead and grab the tile, and I'm going to use the all-in-one mid. If it lets me. There we go. Then, over here, I have two more Stroud 2x1s. This is going to be the, come on, all-in-one B. And then the all-in-one A. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and place my cockpit right up here. And this is going to be the Kontiki B600 bridge. I will note we've got 6 crew stations here, and that was all the crew capacity that we need, even though the engineering bays technically provide 1 each. Finally, right under here, I'm going to go ahead and grab my slim docker. And there we have it. That is all the habitable portions of this ship. So, what's next? So, right here in this little divot between all the habs, I'm going to go ahead and place the first one of my engines. This here is going to be the White Dwarf 3030. This is basically the most powerful Class A engine available, though it isn't that much more powerful than the SA engines, and it does require 1 more power than the SA engines. However, when I was trying to use the SA engines, the 4000 series has 6 different variations, and it either has a bigger engine kind of on the right hand side or on the left hand side that looks a little offset. So using the 3030 here is strictly a matter of my own OCD wanting it to be more even. Next up, on top of each side here, I am going to go ahead and place those SA 4330s. Just like so. And that is all of my engines. Alrighty, what is next? So I'm going to go ahead and come on over to the structural elements, scroll all the way on down until I get to the Stroud, and I'm going to grab the nose cap B. Place that down, and then I'm going to put that on top of the landing bay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add my cargo, fuel, and shield. So I am hiding my cargo on this ship, and I was hiding it off the side of the mess halls here. And I'm using a pair of 300 cm ballast cargo holds. For me, this was just trying to get above 1,000 cargo without going ahead and getting a little too excessive. Though I will note that you could very easily go ahead and put another set of the SA engines on down here, even deleting that one, to give you more power. Does take more power here, but that would give you enough mobility that you could add more cargo if you so desired. Next up, I'm going to add my shield, which, since this is a Class A ship, I'm just using the best shield I can, which is the Deflector SG-60. And then on this side, I'm going to go ahead and grab my fuel, and I am using a single H-40 Atlas tank. This has provided me 550 fuel. I could very easily go with the H-30 and still get enough fuel. I just went with the slightly larger one. Alright, what's next? Let's go ahead and grab my landing gear. So I'm using Hope 6 landing gears. And I am just placing 3 of these on each side. I will note this is more landing thrust than you actually need. And if you wanted to, you could very easily go ahead and do something like this. Or you could remove this, and then if you don't want to flip glitch and hide your cargo and your fuel and shields, there's going to be two open spaces right here after removing this landing gear that you could go ahead and fit that in. Next, right over here, I am going to go ahead and grab the 320 CB landing gear. I've got a pair of them on as well. So this is giving me 18 total landing thrust, which would be enough landing thrust for a ship that weighs about 3,200, aka more than enough. So if you wanted to swap this out for anything, you could. And as I said, you could also go ahead and adjust this around to give you access to side connection points for not needing to hide the shield and fuel and your cargo and so on. All right, so I am missing my reactor and my grav drive. So what I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to go ahead and grab that grav drive. And here I'm using R3000. Note, I only need the 23 grav jump thrust for this ship. Though if you do find yourself needing more, you still have the R4000 available to you. Finally, for my reactor, I'm using the Spheramac DC-202, which is the most powerful Class A reactor available. Now, one of the big things that I do want to note is that you can very easily upgrade this ship without making any significant modifications just by swapping this on out for the 104DS Mag Inertial, which is the Class B reactor that provides you 29 power. Again, I'm not using that for this ship because I am putting the limitation of being Class A, so that way anybody can fly it. But if you have the piloting skill all the way to rank 3, swapping just that one thing out could make a fairly large difference. Not only because you can upgrade your shield from this Deflector SG60 to any of the Class B shields, but also it makes available Class B weaponry as well. Alright. So, technically, right now, the ship is flyable. However, we still need to add all the structural elements and our weapons. So, let's get started. Alright, first things up here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to come on over to the structural tab and add a pair of the Nova braking engines. These are just going to slide right behind here. Alright, now moving down, let's go ahead and come on over to the Stroud. I'm going to grab the Stroud Cap C. And I am flipping that into place over this cargo hold and in front of the kind of offset crew space tabs. Just like so. Alright, next up, since I'm already working on the top, let me go ahead and flip in over here. And I'm going to continue working with the Stroud pieces. I want a pair of Stroud cowlings. And I'm flipping that in over the shield. Then I am copying it and flipping it in over the fuel. And then I am going to go ahead and grab myself the Stroud Cap A's. Place just like so. Coming up here, I'm going to come on up to the Hope Tech bits. I'm going to grab the Hope Tech Nose B4. Alright. Now, let's come back on over here. And I'm going to go ahead and add in the Deimos Spine A, Deimos Spine B's, and then the Deimos Tail. And then I am going to go ahead and copy that on over to the other side. Alright, so that is the top of the ship done. Let's come on back here. Now, if you remember, I did have a porthole on each of these sections. And if I wanted to, I could also stick a porthole on the back of this infirmary. I didn't in the initial build, but, you know, something to think about. Instead, let's just double check. Looks like I stuck a nose B on instead. So you do have the choice of basically nose B or porthole on these ones. And you can see I mixed it up a little bit. All right. Now then, right under here, I have some stuff going on. So back here, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Stroud Cap A's, placed on either side of the infirmary to kind of give a smoother slope here. Then I'm going to go on over here to the Dymos. I'm going to grab 4 Skag A's. I'm going to put 2 in front of the landing gear, and then 2 reversed on the bottom side of the tail. Now, I will note here, you can have the landing gear forwards or back. It's just whichever one you want. You know what? Let's move it back. And then in the forward part, I'm going to put the Dymos Skeg B. So here, it's entirely up to you which spot you want with the landing gear, which spot you want with the Skeg B, or you could even do just all landing gear if you so desired. All right, so that is the ship. The only thing that you have to do now is put on your weapons. Now, for me, I'm going to be demonstrating this on extreme difficulty, which means I'm going to go with particle weapons. If you are playing on a lower difficulty level or using mods, you can very easily go ahead and use some mixture of other weapons, but I found full particle beams is generally what I need to be able to compete on extreme difficulty. So, what am I using? Alright, so I have 3 of the Vaporizer 35 MeV auto proton beams. And I just put them kind of in the middle. And then I have 3 PBO 50s. I place them on one side. And then I have 3 PBO 40s, and I place them on the other side. Now, I will note that if you did do the, what is it called? UC Vanguard questline, go ahead and replace these with the Vanguard Obliterators. They are definitely better. However, I am demonstrating here that you can still make it work without needing the Obliterators. Alright. Then, let's go ahead and slap our colors on. Yay, that was super hard. It was black. Black everywhere. Alright. Now we need to assign our weapons. And there you have it. The Shadowrider is done. So, now that we've got all that in, let's go ahead and take her out to Serpentis. And here I'll just let you take a quick look at the stats. This is with all of my skills. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and take off. Now, with many of my previous videos, I have gone ahead and taken a look at what you can do with the ship without Starship Design. For this one, it's mostly just a matter of swapping out your weapons, swapping out your reactor, and swapping out your engines. I would the big problem that I would run into is just that the engines are going to be the big sticking point for you, and you're going to struggle to go ahead and get a ship that can perform without the Slayton engines. Just a sad fact of life. So let's go ahead, hop on out here to Serpentis. All right. Whee! Oh no, took some engine damage. And just trying to get some distance before my engines give out. Owies. Whee! All right. Woohoo! Speed's back to 150. Owies! Alright, which one of you is close enough to still be hitting me? Alright. So there's Veru and Hem being a bit annoying. Let's go ahead and remove him. You can see the pop-ups there that it is counting particle beams as energy weapons for some reason. I'm not sure. I'm assuming this is some sort of glitch, but it could just be that the game does consider them to be energy weapons. Alrighty, there we go. So once I eventually got enough distance to, why did I blow him up like 1,000 meters away and have his loot appear nearly 10k away? Interesting. Alrighty, well I'm gonna go see if I can restock on any ship parts, and then we will head on over to the next planet. There we go. 1 unit of ship parts. Oh, only 1 unit. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and check out the hostile activity. Looks like I have 3 enemy ships here. Alright. Let my particle weapons recharge as this Hem 3 comes up. Alright. Let the shields recharge, and then we will take out the prophecy. Let's do this from the interior view. Owie! That missile hit hard. There we go. So far, the ship is performing very well. And here it is, the Veyron Hem. Alright, let's go ahead. Got enough time to hit up, say, one more planet. Ooh, Crimson Fleet. Don't often get to blow them up out in Serpentis. Alright. So the Crimson Fleet has the upside of tending to be much... Ooh! Wait, no, don't fix your arm. Let's dock. I accidentally take out your engines. I had to just take over your ship, right? Alright. There we go. We got an armory. Captain's quarters. And an Ares bridge. Alright, fine. There we go. Alright, and on that note, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. And otherwise, I will see you in the next one.